Hello everybody and welcome to my second video of this channel. But unlike last time, this time I come with planned content. Today I'll be doing a discussion on my favorite topic, which is sports. वैसे तो I like a lot of sports, but today I'll be talking about specifically my favorite sport, which is F1. F1 is, well, all of you know that it's the pinnacle of motorsports. It's one of the greatest racing events that happen in the world. Obviously, I'm not going to underestimate other leagues like NASCAR, WEC, or WRC, etc. They're great leagues, but F1 has a special place in the world with its elite competition, the fastest cars on planet, and elite competition, and almost the toughest, most competitive level of racing ever to be seen. And one driver or one athlete really stands out in this entire sport, and that is Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton is a British driver who is one of the biggest figures in the sporting world and in F1 specifically. Lewis Hamilton has won over 7 world championships, which is equal to, sorry for that, that was my iPad, which is equal to Michael Schumacher. And he has won the most amount of races, which is 105, podiums up to 203 or 4, I don't remember the exact number, and pole positions up to 104, which is the most in Formula One history. And last time the record holder was Michael Schumacher. What stands out here is that Lewis Hamilton did not come from a background. He came from a very financially broke background. But that did not stop him. What led him was his discipline and his obsession with racing that made him one of the greatest. Now, the term greatest is a subjective term. It's usually defined by records, but here I won't only look at the records, I would look at the individual himself. So obviously, Lewis Hamilton has one of the best records in Formula One, but what inspires me, or as the topic of today, how Lewis Hamilton inspires me. Well, the topic I'll say that it helps me understand how athletes like push beyond or ahead of their mental state. And to begin with, I would like to quote that all my information comes from this specific book. It's an interesting book, and this book was written when Lewis Hamilton finished his debut season of 2007. It is not much about his his Mercedes time or the time he won the championship. This is more of his early life. It was a time when he didn't even win the championship, and he lost the championship at one point. Lewis Hamilton comes from a struggling background, which I said earlier in this video, and let me remind you, Formula One is one of the hardest sports to get in if you're from a financially weak background. At age 6, his talent was seen through RC car racing. So his dad, Anthony Hamilton, invested in go-karts and signed him up for go-karting world championships. And his talent really shined in an early age. His achievements are really remarkable in a young age. Like, he won the 1995 British Cadet, the Super 1 Series Championship, the British Open Championship, the European Intercontinental A Championship, the World Karting Championship, and also the Formula 2 Championship in 2006. Despite many struggles, the man has stood up to be one of the greatest racing drivers ever to be known to the sport. And what really inspires me as well is that it was not only the financial struggles, it was also the struggles with class and the struggles with racism that he had to face from the other drivers on the grid. He's been called by many names that are quite derogatory, and today, like we can say 2020, he became a big advocate athlete and won the Lawrence Sports Advocate Award in 2021. He became one of the biggest black athletes to advocate for the Black Lives Matter movement, and as well one of the greatest athletes ever to exist in Formula One. And the important thing is that sometimes, more than the skill, you need resilience and discipline to move forward, which is sometimes really hard to find. But Lewis Hamilton inspired me to keep moving and to keep pushing forward, like in his book. And one more important thing about Lewis Hamilton, he did not lose his character. He did not let fame reach his head, as per his book. And like I and on social media as well, I've seen how kind or how nice he is. And obviously, it's not really easy to be kind to everyone on the grid because you have a lot going in your mind and you don't want to, get distracted by anything. You want to focus on racing. So it's pretty obvious that people don't really stay in their state of mind. But he somehow stands out with being the nicest guy on the racing grid. So now from this video, I think you already know I'm a big Lewis Hamilton fan. And yeah, so that's all for this video, and I hope to see you in another one. And this time I'll talk about something interesting. So thank you everyone for joining in.